Okay, so original tour of the shop, and hopefully first video of many for the new YouTube channel. So just kind of starting off today with a bit of a tour of the shed, just to show off what we're sort of dealing with to start off with. As you can see from the outside, it's a pretty big shed. It goes from one side of the house to the other across the backyard, but it's a bit of a mess. Actually had most of this cleaned up about 12 months ago, put in some storage with the shelves and some other bits and pieces, but as it happens over winter, it's kind of all turned to crap. But yeah, so this is the shed. As you can see, it's a fairly big thing. Used to be a wall classes shed. That's a two studio there, two garage studio, I suppose. So we've got three big doors. We only use the one at the moment. The other two have sort of been locked up at the top, as we never sort of use them, so kind of wanted to lock them off, and the idea being able to do something a bit better with those wall space. Being such a wide, I think it's 3 meters across, so you can't just sort of whack up a bracket either side and stick some shelves across. Maybe you can, but it's obviously a fair span to sort of go over, and probably need to do a bit of welding and stuff. Got to learn how to do a bit of welding and stuff. Yeah, so I'd like to be able to do a bit more with that wall space. At the moment it's just a bit of a dead space in the shed. We've got the drop saw leaned up against it with some wood pile behind it. That's been there for about 6 months since we bought it, done nothing since. Bought it, set it up, done. Got the bike stacked over there, got a crappy little bike rack from Audi, which seems to do a reasonable job of getting things out the way. I was hoping to use the drop saw to make a half decent thing myself, but yeah, time sort of ran out, so I just bought the thing from Audi when it was on special. We've got our car racks hung up against the wall. Putting these brackets in were a bugger. This timber, not sure what timber it is, but bloody hell, it's thick and strong. Broke off about 4 of those carriage bolts trying to get the hooks mounted up on the wall. Definitely learned a bit more about how to use my drill during those days. Got some storage over here, which we assembled one of the first bits of shelves we put in the place. It was, like I said, neat and tidy. Then kind of the kids took over, crap took over. I stopped putting things away properly, and it's just become a bit of a mess. So that's one of the jobs, either today or next weekend, to clean up. And we've got the gardening stuff over there, bits and bobs with an old bookcase, just things from electrical, plumbing, sanding blocks, that sort of stuff, bike stuff, whatever. The old dartboard above it, which I don't think's been used more than about twice since we've been here. Some timber which I found during last year's hard waste collection. Sort of drove around Dubbo and picked up a few bits and pieces. Can't really make out, but that's a bit of an old piano, and there's some other bits of the old piano in there, and just some other stuff that I managed to find and pick up. I didn't want to collect too much because I knew that I wouldn't end up doing much with it straight away, so just wanted to make a start. Got some PVC pipe and some dowel during the same day, so that worked out all right. But yeah, that's where all the gardening stuff goes. Got the shop vac up there, which is still yet to be turned over in anger. Some storage. You can probably see from the ground, well, let's put it this way, it's bird shit. Had it was about 6 months ago, 12 months ago, we had a couple of pigeons who decided to make this place their home for about 12 months, 18 months. I used to either nest up there above the swimming pool stuff, on the top shelf for a little while. I used to hide up here amongst the boxes. Every time we'd sort of get into them, we'd sort of find a bunch of new little baby ones, so we didn't want to get rid of them while they were having their babies. So it was a matter of finding the time when the babies had gone, and when they'd gone, oh, we tried owls, we tried sonic things. Eventually just sort of cleared out a bunch of stuff that they were using, and I think they've finally taken the hint and buggered off. Haven't seen them this year at all, so fingers crossed. Don't mind them being here, just they make a mess. And they make a lot more mess when you try and get rid of them too. They sort of, I think the first time we tried to get rid of them, they decided to shit all over this bench. It was quite funny. Bit of a pain in the butt to clean it all up, but yeah, it was quite funny to see how they'd sort of retaliated. So yeah, this is the sort of back wall of the shop. Again, bit of a wasted space because there's so much. Yeah, need to put some stuff up there that we can actually drill into and hang some shelves from. These distances from here to the top one and then the same down to the bottom, they're 1300. So I actually had hoped to just go and grab some 1200 plywood, 3/4 inch plywood, and screw them to the wall and sort of use that as a base to screw stuff into. But yep, unfortunately these are 1300 apart, so we're going to have to do a bit more inventive stuff. Have to get some 2400 stuff, put in some more vertical brackets, and screw into what could have been a simple fix is now going to take a bit more work and a bit more cutting and a bit more mucking around. But yeah, again, what was a good little workbench for about 6 months has turned into a drop zone. Simon might recognise his little barbecue there. Nice work, Simon. And yeah, just a few odd jobs from uni and stuff like that. Some paint. Got the new lawnmower sitting over there with the whippersnipper, just sitting there on the ground. So need to obviously find a place for that. And yeah, so just looking to get some ideas as to how to get some better storage in here. Better workspaces, hoping to make a couple of workbenches first of all, but yeah, it's just been a bit of a time, and yeah, trying to get some tools and stuff together to do all that. Got some garden tools, most of them hanging up on the wall. We put those brackets on, so that was great to get them out of the way. Unfortunately the car park's right alongside of it, so I've got to be a bit careful how close we sort of get with the car and stuff, and banging the doors open with the kids on that side. The ones at the top have been great, but unfortunately I made the mistake of putting the right above each other. I should have offset them, and then they could have sort of, you know, as you can sort of see down the bottom here, would have been better if I'd offset the top ones, and then the bottom ones, you know, you could have put stuff in between. This has been excellent. Some guy put some hanging storage up there, because as you can see, the shed is quite tall. That's an 1800 mil shelf, and what goes another, so it's about probably 3 meters top to bottom, so plenty of space. And yeah, someone put some hanging storage up there, which has been excellent to put boxes and stuff like that. Only got some crappy LED fluoro lights at the top. I think one of them's busted, that one's missing. So I'd like to eventually probably pull those off and get some LED work lights up there, and probably a fan as well. Got a fan sitting over there in the corner, but doesn't do a whole lot. So yeah, how to make best use of this awesome space. Not quite sure where to start, but I think the first thing is to clean it up. First thing to go today is hopefully all these cans and rubbish from, we started collecting a few cans for the deposit thing and never did anything with them, so got to sort that out today. Hopefully have a bit of an attack on the shelves, clean them up, clean up the workbench and get rid of all those pots and stuff. Tried to grow in some bits and pieces and like herbs and stuff, but that didn't work out, so they'll go. Yeah, brand new Dremel, yay for Christmas. So I think the space has got a huge amount of potential. Just needs a few ideas, probably a bit of money thrown at it. How to best make use of it. I'd love to get a table saw in here and have a proper cutting station set up. Build, like I said, a couple of workbenches so we can put some things together. I'd like to get into some picture framing and stuff like that, so whether or not I have a specific table set up for that sort of thing, like I said, in that door, which we'll go through another day. There's a studio bedroom set up at the moment with its own bathroom and storage and stuff in there. Got a bed set up, but mostly it's just for storage. I thought that might be a good spot to set up either as a sewing room or a craft room as well. And who knows what else. So anyway, that's the shed. The clock of course stays on regular time, no daylight savings time out here. So need to start cleaning up, job one. Need to start sorting a few things out, come up with some ideas as what we want to do, and just basically get on with it. So if you got any ideas, leave them in the comments below, I suppose. Do the old subscribe thing, that'll be fantastic. First video for the new channel. we'll see if we can get organised in the next week or month or whatever. Cheers. Thanks for watching.